guys, it's Ebird and I'm back with another review. And today I'm going to be talking about one of our new couples, and that's Yves and Mohamed. When Yves first popped up, I was quite frankly uninterested in this relationship. But then cut to episode 3 and Mohamed pops up and suddenly I'm very, very interested. In fact, never more so. And so Yves tells us this week that some of her friends have concerns. Yves, some people from the internet who've never ever met you and never ever will have concerns. Very, very grave concerns. For it seems that you're walking headlong into an absolute shit show. Now guys, I don't know what it's like to be wrong, and quite frankly, I'm unfamiliar with the feeling. But I hope and pray with every sinew of my being that I'm wrong about Mohamed, because I'm low-key very worried for Yves. I've only seen him for a very short time, and like I say, I might be wrong, but I find him very sinister. Not in a Poirot sort of way, but in a, I don't know, David Koresh sort of way. Ask your mum. But yeah, as always, let's rewind to the beginning. Just before we do so, I want to give a massive shout out to all my regular subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your support. And if you've been hanging around for a while, please consider subscribing. It's fun over here. Press that big red button, make Ebird a happy Ebird, smash the like button if you enjoy my content, and don't forget the notification bell. Right, so without further ado, I give you Yves and Mohamed. So Yves is 48 and she's a massage therapist and an acupuncturist. She tells us she's a Native American, she's a single mum of 1, and her son is 12 and he has autism, Down syndrome and stage 2 kidney disease. And he has to be catheterised every 3 hours. And she lets us know it's both demanding and stressful. And I can imagine that it is. I had to look it up. Guys, it means she has to drain his catheter, so she has to drain the urine from his bladder with a flexible tube every 3 hours. But she says throughout all of this, she finds it a joy to have her son and she tries to stay positive throughout. Guys, this really was some intro because it made me realise she's got a hell of a lot on her plate. Not just being a single mum, but being a mother to someone with all of these medical problems means that it would be nice for her to be afforded quite a stress-free relationship. Because I'm guessing she's got maybe quite a stressful life, I don't know. Her son, Theron, his father thankfully is in the picture. But Yves tells us he didn't emotionally support her, so she decided not to marry him and they split up. She found the separation extremely difficult and she said she never ever considered dating. Until one day, Mohamed from Egypt slid into her DMs after catching an eyeful of Yves on a yacht in a bikini. Yep, that's right, he slid into her DMs like a snake. And so next we see Mohamed, who as I said is 25. And it's fair to say he has body yaddy 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 yaddy. And I think that's pretty much about it. Yves tells us they speak to each other every single day, and the age means nothing to them. And after just 2 weeks they'd fallen in love. And within 2 months, Yves went to Egypt to visit Mohamed, and in just 2 years, they'll be divorced. And he'll own half her house. Guys, I don't trust him. And so next time we catch up with Yves, she's at home and she's with one of her friends and she's just telling her friend that Mo has demanded that she gets rid of all her revealing clothes. And this is due to cultural reasons. And her friend tentatively says that she finds the age difference between them quite weird. But like a broken record, Yves says again, we just don't see the age at all. Yves, yes you do. You spend too much time telling people that you don't notice it, not to see it. And then Yves rolls her eyes theatrically as she tells producers that everyone says he wants a sugar mama and everyone says he wants a green card. Yves, where do I need to go to add my name to that list of everybody? I really want to ensure that I'm not left out. And next up, Yves goes to meet up with her friends. And there's about 4 middle-aged women sitting at a table. And guys, they treat this lunch like an embarrassing hen night. The Ebird hates hen nights with a passion. I hope never to be invited to or to have to go on one ever again in my life. That's how much they cringe me the F out. And so Yves meets up with her girls, aka the squad. Apparently, they're all yogis. No, not bears, that means yoga teachers. And Yves tells us that these are her besties. And as she struts over, one woman in particular screams out, "Strut, honey, oh yes, yes!" Thus adding to the cringe fest. They huddle in a circle, and one of her friends says, "I can motorboat all of you." And I can tell the next 5 minutes is going to be an excruciating televisual experience. But such is my devotion to you, my subscribers, I'll grit my teeth and plough through it, just so I can report back on how effing ridiculous all of this is. And so unsurprisingly, talk turns to 25-year-old Mohamed, and Eve tells the girls that Mohamed arrives tomorrow at about 1:49ish. And guys, the atmosphere's kind of a bit weird because all of her friends are kind of looking at each other. And you can tell they want to say something, but they're only on their 4th bottle. And so I think they need a little bit more liquid courage before they start to dig in. And Eve tells us that her friends give her a lot of fear-based negative reactions that she doesn't want to hear. I.e., her friends are talking sense. And then the ladies look at each other again and they say, "We have questions," and so it begins. And I suppose fair enough, they probably want to know what he does for a living, what the proposal was like, are they planning to start a family in the future, does Mohamed want kids of his own? Ladies, what's your question number 1? How long did you wait to have sex? Oh Lord, it really is a hen night, it just is. And Eve fails to answer this question adequately, so I take that to be day 1. Apparently they went to a hotel. Next, the ladies wanted to know Mohamed's thoughts on global warming, his thoughts on the globalisation of the world's resources and capitalism. Or perhaps, does he know where your clit is? Guys, I kid you not, they actually asked that question. And then, among other things, what is he like in bed? And was he a virgin? Incidentally, guys, yes he was, allegedly. And to this information, there was much a whooping and a hollering. All the girls absolutely loved it. Really, ladies? But when asked of his performance, Eve said he's like a rock star in that department. What? A rock star? A virgin rock star? Right, okay, Eve, right. Perhaps Bob Dylan, as he is now. Which rock star? Keith Richards. Oh guys, this could go on and on. But I have to admit, it's strange that he's so good, yet he's a virgin. Touched for the very first time. I call bullshit on that virginity. I really do. And then the ladies finally turn to the boring questions. What does he do? Well, apparently, not much. He goes to the gym every day. And also, he's never ever had a drink for religious reasons. And I can't help but notice on the ladies' table at this point, there are 10 to 12 bottles of wine in. I'll give them one thing, they can put it away. But then Eve said she was planning to cut down on her drinking when Mo got into the country. Oh Eve, that means very, very little from what I can see. And other changes that she plans to make to welcome Mo into the country are as follows. She's planning not to eat any more pork. And she's taken the Batty Riders out of her closet. Oh dear. I think he's perhaps going to insist that you never ever wear the outfit that you're wearing today again as well. And then she tells of a massive argument the two had about her wearing a bikini on Instagram. Is that not how you met Mohamed? So what did he think was going to change? That's slightly shady for me. And her friends absolutely backlash her for this. And they say you're making all these changes and he's not making any changes. He is. He's leaving his family, friends and, well, Jim to come over to the US and be with her. So he kind of is making some changes, ladies. But I don't really think it's the big deal that you think it is, ladies. They won't be married for long, save your breath. And then Eve also divulges that in total they've spent 22 days in each other's company. And then one of her friends suggested she might like to use the full 90 days to check to see if she still wants to marry Mohamed. And then because her friends were all kind of a little bit negative and a little bit worried about her, Eve told production, "I've refrained from talking to the girls. Everyone has preconceived notions about him and the relationship. They're not preconceived notions. You've just told them he's 25, you're 48. He goes to the gym and you go to work. He's a teetotaler and you're a functioning alcoholic. Get it? It's not preconceived notions, it's information that you've just given to them." And so the next time we meet up with Eve, it's D-Day and she's off to meet Mo at the airport. She's been to the hen night and now she's dressed for the wedding, complete with a posy. She waits for what seems like an age, and finally he turns up. He's the last off the plane. He was busy, you see, getting the air hostess's phone number. And finally they give each other a big bear hug and he introduces himself via production. Hi, my name's Mohamed, I'm 25 and I'm from Alexandria, Egypt. Guys, he has the voice of a simpleton and a face to match. And so the couple give each other a big bear hug and Mo says it's the very first time that he's felt freedom on account of the fact he's able to hug a woman in public. But guys, it's what happens next that really worries me. Eve knows what is to come. She tells production that she's worried for the relationship as Mo's never been out of Egypt and he still lives with his mum. Oh Lord. And so they make their way home and when they finally arrive, Mo has a good look round and he likes the size of the house. And he looks all around and when he finally gets into the bedroom, production have bought their bag of fake petals for the bed and Eve has bought Mo a ring. But guys, it's now that things get uber worrying. For Mo decides to talk to production. And will the real Mohamed please stand up? Mohamed lets us know that he's hoping that Eve will be his perfect woman. And his idea of a perfect woman is someone who will love him just as much as his mother loves him. Oh Lord, not possible. And he continues, his perfect woman's remit in life is to prepare everything to make his life as easy as possible. And he said Eve's older and mature, so that's what he's hoping she's going to do for him. Guys, I kind of have a feeling that Eve knows this side of him. Something tells me she does. She's literally putting her fingers in her ears and saying, la, 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 la. And as if to illustrate exactly what Mo means, he walks into the bathroom and he demands to know, where's the bidet? And she said, oh, I've bought you one, but I didn't have the chance to plumb it in. Do you know how to plumb it in? And he said, no, of course not. I've never plumbed in a bidet in my life. And he tells production, I can't believe it. This is the one thing I really wanted her to do. It's not enough to just use tissue paper. I need to use a bidet. And according to Mo, he's invested an awful lot into this relationship. He's left his country and he's left his family. And if this is how Eve's going to continue, there's going to be problems. Eve needs to ensure she's going to make just as many sacrifices for me. And that's where we end things for this week. So what does the Ebird make to all of this? Well guys, I can't help but to know in my soul that this is going to turn out to be an awful, horrid mess. And so guys, I would absolutely love to say that I think Eve has been wrong-footed by this scoundrel from Egypt, but I don't think she has. She said herself, one of her main worries is that he's never been out of Egypt and he's never lived out of home. And also, as we know, he hasn't got a job, so he's not used to working. All of those things mean she'll have one more child. She's already a single mother of one and she'll soon be a single mother of two. Eve, what are you thinking? And honestly, when I look at him, he looks like the kind of guy that could just, I don't know, snap. He does have a look that says I belong on the end of a restraining order. And it would seem her friends are quite nice girls and they've all tried to warn her. But she makes so many excuses. They all have preconceived notions about him. And they all think he wants a green card and I'm his sugar mama. Eve, you and I both know all of that is true. And contrary to what Eve says, she very well knows that age is a problem. We don't think about age. Oh yes you do. He's 25. And given his lack of sexual experience, relationship experience, life experience and work experience, I'd wager he's not a particularly mature 25. But even if it weren't a problem, it is now, because he's already just confirmed he's looking for another mother figure. You already have a child who needs every moment of your time, and you really do not need another. And another point which somewhat worried me is the fact that he thinks he's sacrificed so much to be with Eve. Now come on Mohamed, let's have it right. You were trawling around Instagram looking for somebody to get you out of Egypt. So you can say all you want, I sacrificed this, I sacrificed that. You actually chose somebody who you knew resided in the USA. This was by design, this is what you wanted. And it's absolutely no surprise to me that he goes to the gym every day. His body oddy is basically his ticket out of there. And guys, I'm not lying when I probably say it could well be more lucrative than actually getting a career for our Mohamed. It really might be. So guys, let me know what you think. Do you think Eve is to blame? Or do you think that she's just completely clueless? I have a feeling that she knows all of this in the back of her mind, and she's just hoping against hope that none of it's true. I do in some ways feel sorry for her, because I can imagine her life is a million miles an hour and really busy and really full on, and she needs some light relief. But that person is not Mohamed. So guys, as usual, please put your comments down below. Let Ebird know, what are your thoughts on this couple? Do you think, like I do, that Mohamed is just a man-child? I think he's going to turn out to be a real pesky little toddler. I think we're in for quite a few tantrums, like we saw with the B-Day. So let me know in comments down below, and I will get on with my next video. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Hit it, press it, smash it, caress it. Subscribe, my friends, subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. You've been listening to Ebird Online, and I bid you good day.